Officials from a number of EU countries are believed to be angry by the negotiating stance taken by the Frenchman and are astonished by the hardline he is taking in discussions with the UK. There are reports that one official said they would walk away and then see how the EU does without the money. If they were in Theresa May's position, the claims come just days after Mr Barnier threatened to reject a transitional deal with the UK unless David Davis and the government gave in to EU demands on a transitional arrangement. EU member states are said to be angry with the rhetoric used by Michel Barnier speaking in London this week. Mr Barnier said 3 substantial disagreements remain with the UK over plans for a transition period after Brexit. He added, if these disagreements persist, the transition is not a given. To be frank, I am surprised by these disagreements. The positions of the EU are very logical. Monday, February 5, 2018. Michel Barnier and David Davis head to Downing Street for lunch meeting. A Whitehall source is reported to have said that even officials from France, Mr Barnier's home country, have become incensed with the lack of consultation from the EU negotiator. Despite UK hopes of being able to gradually break free from Brussels during the transition period, Mr Barnier said that Britain must accept all EU rules and obligations until the end of the transition in order to secure an agreement. He said time is short and we haven't a moment to lose if we want to succeed. A draft document published this week by the negotiator, which argued Brussels should be allowed to ground airplanes and block trade if the UK did not follow EU laws during a negotiating period, is one of the incidents to have upset members of the EU27. Some member states are expected to demand that the so-called punishment clause be dropped. The tough stance taken by the Frenchman has also angered Brexiteers in the UK. Tory MP Ian Duncan Smith took a swipe at the EU man in an interview on Channel 4 News, reminding Mr Barnier that there were 2 parties in the negotiation. He said Michel Barnier is going to say all of this stuff because he wants to drive a hard position which is all about the European Union. Michel Barnier outlined his tough demands when meeting David Davis in London earlier this week. Ian Duncan Smith is among UK Brexiteers who believe Mr Barnier's position is unfair, but, of course, there are 2 in these negotiations. The Brexit secretary has also hit out at his European counterpart for the draft document. Mr Davis said, I do not think it was in good faith to publish a document with frankly discourteous language and actually implying that they could arbitrarily terminate in effect the implementation period. That's not what the aim of this exercise is. It's not in good faith, and we think it was unwise to publish that.